Scream for me, YouTube! Bang bang pizza skulls and SHMACKEMAGOB. I got me a donated episode from Mr. Anthony Gonzalez, who said, hey, I want you to put Live After Death versus Priest Live. And then he said, I love your channel. Let me tell you something, man. I love you. Alright? Long time. Now, before I get into this, yeah, I'm going to get some hate, whatever. I'm used to it by now. See, by this point, Iron Maiden, up to Power Slave, I was fanatical about them. I was just like, you know, yes, when Bruce joined, I loved Number of the Beast, Peace of Mind, and Power Slave back then, but I still had this fondness for the first two albums. They were still my favorite to this day. You know, I'm a Diano guy, man. But I dug what Bruce brought to the band on the first three albums. After that, Somewhere in Time had a couple of songs, and Seventh Son have a couple songs, and honestly, I mean, I don't have a popular opinion when it comes to Iron Maiden, because I feel the best album they did after Power Slave, and I don't even think it's amazing like the first five albums, but No Prayer for the Dying. To me, it got more raw and more heavy, and you know, it has its clunkers on it. I didn't like Hooks in You and a few other songs, but I enjoyed it more than Seventh Son and Somewhere in Time. Not a lot of people. I don't think anybody has an opinion like that. And all the other stuff, man, I can pick a song here and there. But, you know, Brave New World is Flight of the Navigator, and what's it called, Fallen Angels, that's it. Blood Brothers makes me cringe. Alright, enough of that, okay? So, I saw the Power Slave tour, and, you know, hey, look, before I get into the track by track, I'm going to babble a lot, okay? And I'll be babbing about Priest and Maiden, so you're still going to get your Priest and Maiden talk on this video. First time I saw Iron Maiden, I was so excited because it was the first time they came to South Florida. Was on Peace of Mind. No, they didn't come here with Priest on Screaming for Vengeance. They were touring with them, but by the time he came here, it was Uriah Heep. So, Peace of Mind, I was so excited to see this show. And I was very, very close. I mean, look at this picture. And I took this picture with a crappy disposable... No, it wasn't even a disposable camera. It was one of those cameras that had one of those like round little discs. You know what I'm talking about? It was a weird thing. I think it was Kodak. But I was very close, and honestly, I was disappointed. I was expecting more. I was like, fuck, man, I thought Maiden was going to be better than that. It wasn't, I mean, it wasn't horrible, but I was expecting. So then, they came back for Power Slave, and this time they had Twisted Sister open. And Twisted Sister I already saw. And they're vicious live. And I was telling everybody, Twisted Sister's going to blow Maiden off the stage. Just you watch. We go to the show. Twisted Sister comes out. Dee gets in a fight with some guy in the front row. And JJ French at one point goes on the microphone and says, we're not playing The Price tonight. And everybody at the time loved The Price. The whole place booed. It wasn't good. I didn't think Twisted Sister was good at all. Maiden came out. And they absolutely blew my mind. I mean, that show was phenomenal. That Power Slave tour, damn was it good. And when they released this, I was like, yeah! And what a packaging, man. Look at this shit. This is the original press. You know, it's got loads of pictures inside. Probably the most badass album cover in my opinion. Next to Killers is my favorite. Then it's this one. Absolutely love it. And even the inner sleeves has tons of pictures and lyrics. I love the packaging on this is just unbelievable. And it even brings like a book, like, you know, like with tour dates and pictures. Just phenomenal, phenomenal. And, I mean, to show you it's the first pressing, I even got like the little things to order stuff on. I used to have this poster here. That Eddie poster was as big as a door. I had it on my door. I don't know what happened to it. There's a leather tie. I should have bought this back then. And then there's this one where you can order Live After Death on video. And so, I think it's phenomenal. Now, what do I think of the album? And also, if you can make that out, Nico signed it. Nico lives down here. I was very disappointed in this album. I think the band is on fire. They sound great, but I think Bruce Dickinson doesn't sound good. And, you know, a few years ago, on social media, somebody put up this album saying, what's your thoughts on this album? And I said, the band's fine, but Bruce sounds like ass. And this one guy like attacked me going, what are you talking about? That is the greatest live album ever made. How can you say Bruce sounds like ass? It's, you know, and we went back and forth a little bit, and then he ends up saying, I shit you not, I mean, these are Maiden tards. He ends up saying, well, you know, it was at the end, toward the end of the tour, and they did hundreds of shows, so Bruce's voice was fried. I'm like, so you're agreeing with me? Your favorite album of all time, the singer, his voice is fried. Some mentality. But, and I know, you know, a lot of you out there will, I know because it's so loved. And by the way, and I pulled this out too. This is my prized possession, probably the most expensive thing I own. Signed by Paul Di'Anno when I met him back in 2010. The original Soundhouse tapes, which I found in 1990 for $20. And $20 back then, I thought, I was even contemplating, should I buy this for 20 bucks? I don't know, man, for a single. This shit goes for thousands now. Boy, enough of the Maiden talk, right? He wants me to put it against Judas Priest Live. Now this, I mean, come on. Compare it to Unleashed in the East, this is nothing. This is not really a strong live album because the tour, I'm talking I know a lot of people love Turbo. But to me, I mean, they should have released that Long Beach show on Defenders because they were on fire. But I will say, I did see this tour, and they were great. They were phenomenal, but I was not into Turbo at the time. Every time they played Turbo songs, I was like, eh, except for Out in the Cold, because I love that one. But it was still a weird opener. So what do you say we keep going? And then Anthony Gonzalez brought to my attention that this was re-released in 2001 with bonus tracks. So he wants me to add the bonus tracks so it can be even. So, all right, now we're going to go into the track by track. And he wants me to take out Churchill's speech. Well, actually, he said, you know, it's up to you. It's like, no, dude. Taking out Churchill's speech is totally fair because it's not even a song. Winston Churchill's talking with some airplane noises. Come on. It's not fair. So we will go as song for song. So Aces High is going against Out in the Cold. Now, I love Out in the Cold. I love Aces High even more. Bruce does not sound good on it, but I am still going to give it to Aces High because of the band is so on fire, playing it so good that, see, I'm not biased, you know, when it comes to shit like this. I'm more of a Priest guy. I love Judas Priest, but Out in the Cold being my favorite song off Turbo is still not even close to as good as, you know, Aces High. All right, then we got Heading Out to the Highway versus 2 Minutes to Midnight. Now, both these songs I love. But again, Bruce doesn't sound good, man. But it is better than Heading Out to the Highway. I'm going to give it to Maiden again. See how I'm not biased, brah? All right, the Trooper really, I mean, sorry, not into it. Versus Metal Gods, and Rob sounds amazing on this album. And actually, I love the Trooper, but I love Metal Gods even more. And it's a good live version, man, on here. When they do the older shit, it sounds fine. Then we got Revelations versus Breaking the Law. I like Revelations more. I'm going to give it to Maiden because of that. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. Cool live vibe. Don't think Bruce sounds good on it, but I'm giving it to Maiden. Alright, then, oh man. The next one, I don't know what it's going against, but I think the worst vocal performance on this album is definitely Flight of Icarus. And I saw Maiden do Flight of Icarus like the last time I saw him a few years ago. Bruce sounded fine. I think Bruce sounds better today than he did on this live album. I think starting with Brave New World, when he came back to Maiden, he was singing better than this stuff. Like, you know that, what is it? A live dead one, a dead live one, whatever. I mean, he even sounds worse on those than this. And plus, it had a lot of songs I didn't like. But what's Flight of Icarus going to lose against? Love Bites. And let me tell you, man, Love Bites is probably my favorite song on this live album because of the crazy screams that Halford's doing at the end. It's just so badass. So, yeah, Flight of Icarus happened to go against my favorite song off the live album. Alright, then we got Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. What an amazing song. I mean, I can never get bored of it. Even with that little intro, the little, not intro, the middle section. You know, with the bass. I love it. I just love the hell out of that song. What's that going against? Some heads are going to roll. Maiden. I'm giving it to Maiden. Even, you know, how Bruce sounds. Power Slave. Another amazing, love that song. Going against The Sentinel. No, I'm giving that one to Priest. Definitely giving that to Priest. I love how they do it here on the live album. The Number of the Beast versus Private Property. Man, Bruce doesn't sound good on it, but boy do I hate that song. Keep your hands off Private Property. Giving it to Maiden. Alright, then we got Hallowed Be Thy Name versus Rock You All Around the World. Man, Hallowed Be Thy Name, he really sounds bad on it, but Rock You All Around the World sucks. I'm giving it to Maiden. Somebody's texting me. Iron Maiden, that's going to lose. I hate when Bruce does Di'Anno songs. You know, I hate when Dio did Ozzy songs. Dio is a superior singer to Ozzy, technically. But I didn't like when he did those Ozzy Sabbath songs. I don't like when Bruce does those Di'Anno songs. And unlike most people out there, I actually think Paul Di'Anno's a better singer than Bruce Dickinson. I do. I listen to Prodigal Son and the middle section of Charlotte the Harlot. I just like, his voice connects more with me. And I think technically he's a great singer, or was, but I saw Di'Anno back in 2010. He sounded great still, man. But I've seen video of him sound like ass. Alright, Rock Around the World. Run to the Hills versus Electric Eye. Definitely Priest. Not even close. Running Free, again. And I'll tell you, man, out of all the Di'Anno songs, this is probably the one I can handle the best. Even this live version, I think he sounds okay. Nowhere near as good as Di'Anno, but I can accept it. What's that going against? Turbo Lover. You know, I used to hate Turbo Lover, but I've grown to love it. But I'm still going to give that one a Maiden. Alright, then we got Wrathchild versus Free Will Burning, Priest. Again, I don't like how Bruce does Wrathchild. 22 Arcation Avenue. Now, mind you, this is not the Long Beach Arena show. Bruce sounds better on this Hammersmith Odeon show. Earlier in the, and also the tour I saw, Hollywood Sportatorium, which I want to thank my friend Greg Barnes, that's probably not watching this. He got me a bootleg of it. Doesn't sound good, the quality, but you can tell Bruce sounds much better on the show I saw than he did at the Long Beach Arena. What's 22 going against? Oh, Parental Guidance. I hate that song with a passion. I'm giving it to Maiden. Children of the Damned. Now, I will say, and I did, oh, by the way, I listened to this album, both these albums, today. You know, just to get reacquainted, because I don't listen to Live After Death or Priest Live. I mean, I haven't heard this shit in decades. Listen to Children of the Damned. Yeah, Bruce sounds better than he does on Long Beach Island show, but, on Long Beach Arena show. But that Hammersmith show, called Beast Over Hammersmith, Bruce sounds so good on that album. I mean, amazing. That is a way better live album than this. And it doesn't get talked about. But, you know, actually, my favorite Maiden live album is Made in Japan, because I'm biased. And I got the complete version, too. Children of the Damned, what's that going against? Oh, man, I may have fucked up. Was it Parental Guidance? No, Children of the Damned is going against Living After Midnight. Man, Maiden won this shit. I'm giving it to Maiden. Die With Your Boots On is going against You Got Another Thing Coming. I never liked You Got Another Thing Coming. And Bruce sounds fine on Die With Your Boots On, so I'm giving it to that. Last one, don't like it, man. But I gotta say, man, the band sounds so good doing Phantom of the Opera on this Live After Death. I mean, perfect, but I just don't like Bruce's voice on the song. And what's that going against? Oh, now we're going into the bonus tracks. Screaming for Vengeance in Memphis. Definitely giving it to that. Alright, that's the end of this. But you know what? You know what I also have? And you know, hey, Anthony Gonzalez, let's go the extra mile, bro. You know what I also got that wasn't on the album, Live After Death? This right here. I have the first 10 years box set. And there's some bonus tracks on here that weren't on Live After Death, like Sanctuary. Sanctuary versus, what was it again? Oh no, Rock Hard Right Free, Priest. Then we got Murders in the Rue Morgue versus Hellbent for Leather, Priest. Wasn't Lost for Words on here? Yeah, Lost for Words, but that's it. We ran out. And I would have, yeah, but you know what? Lost for Words would have lost against Hellbent for Leather. Yeah, so there's 3 bonus tracks. Lost for Words, Sanctuary, and Murders in the Rue Morgue. Well, there you go. Anthony, I hope you enjoyed it. I went the extra mile, man. I pulled out a lot of shit. Because I love you, bro. What do you all think? I know most of you love this. Which album would you put above? Hey, man, Maiden lost big time. I mean, Priest lost big time because Maiden got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And Priest got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, didn't lose big time. Just lost by 2. But I still, if I had to choose, I'd listen to this and just skip those turbo songs. And, you know, I'm listening to this today and I'm like, yeah, man, I mean, Bruce's voice. I really do honestly believe a lot of people are hypnotized with how badass this album cover is. It's just so cool. You know what's a cooler album cover than this? Yeah, that's the best album cover. And I want to thank Tim Breen for that one. He made that. So put your comments below if you know these 2 live albums. This is a poor live album, I gotta admit. I'm more of a Priest guy, but this is poor. You know, but I gotta say, the band on this is more on fire than they are in here. Though Priest is on fire, don't get me wrong, on the classic tunes and stuff, but I thought Maiden, Power Slave, destroys Turbo badly. So, again, thank you so much, Anthony Gonzalez, for donating. And if you'd like to donate, I got a PayPal in the description below. Right on, everybody. Stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and SHMACKEMAGOB.